As most of you know, I'm still a fairly new channel, so this has all been a learning curve and I'm just learning as I go. The one thing I have learned about myself while doing these reactions is that if I'm going to do an Irish film, especially with these people, I need to come prepared. So I know, especially if this is set in Ireland, we're gonna be in a pub at some point and I will crave a beer if I see it because I am that easy to influence. So cheers to you guys, and unfortunately it's not a Kilkenny, but this will have to do. Right, let's get started. It's kind of wild to have seen him so young and in Bruges, and the very next film, here he is, so much older.
Colin? Are you coming out to the pub, Colin? Will I see you down there, so?
It's already so beautifully shot.
I knocked on Colin's sonny Larry, who's just sitting there.
Sitting there doing what?
Sitting there doing nothing.
Have you been rowing?
We haven't been rowing. Have we been rowing?
Is Colin not with you?
No.
Have you been rowing?
I don't think we've been rowing.
Sounds like you've been rowing.
It does sound like we've been rowing.
How do, Pádraig?
Sit somewhere else.
Huh? But I have my pint there, Colin.
Okay, I'll sit somewhere else.
So, I didn't think we were rowing.
Well, you are rowing. Well, you are rowing. He's sitting outside in his own like a whatchamacall.
It does look like we're rowing.
I just don't like you no more.
It's harsh. That's his best friend. That's so rough.
Is it 6 years since your mummy and daddy died, Siobhan? Or is it
Jesus Christ, Lady Death? Or what?
Colin's sonny Larry scared them off, I suppose.
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not?
She says.
Ah, for God's sake, Siobhan.
I said nothing of the like, Mrs. McCormick. I was just chatting. Now you go off to John Joe's, Pádraig, and don't be getting under our...
Little shit disturber.
You're still bad, Dominic. Out!
You said back until April.
What are we now?
April.
Well, I took out my dog and him I did shoot.
I can't stand the muddling ones. Now have that mope whining.
Here, I'm in enough trouble with him without your mouthing.
What trouble are you in with him?
Doesn't want to be friends with me no more. You won't get into trouble for taking his poaching.
I will get into trouble, but... Fuck it. And did you ever see her with no clothes on?
I didn't. I don't like to be chatting about these types of things, Dominic.
What types of things?
Sisters with no clothes on.
You saw my daddy with no clothes on?
Till the day I die, I wish I hadn't.
But it's not, is it? I have a feeling it's not.
I only just saw what month we changed to yesterday.
I feel so bad for him.
What are you doing?
Don't do it.
Oh, so you're going to be an idiot again today, is it? But don't ask a man to call up to you at your feckin' house, so like he has nothing better to do with his feckin' time.
I didn't ask you to call up to me at my house. And you do have nothing better to do with your feckin' time.
Huh?
Like, what else could you be doing?
Reading.
Stuff.
Reading, yeah? Me. And by Wednesday, there'll be a new tune in the world, which wouldn't have been there if I'd spent a week listening to your bollocks porrick solo.
They're basically sitting side by side. It's kind of cute. Not a bad spot for a pub, is it?
I was too harsh yesterday.
I know well you was too harsh yesterday. And today.
I just have this tremendous sense of time slipping away in me, porrick.
Are you dying?
No, I'm not dying.
Aren't we all?
2 hours you spent talking to me about the things you found in your little donkey shite that day. 2 hours, porrick.
It was me pony shite, which shows how much you were listening.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Aren't we going for a sherry?
Don't feel like it.
Hey, what the hell's going on with you, me feckin' brother? You can't just all of a sudden stop being friends with a fella.
Why can't I? He's dull.
But he's always been dull. What's changed?
I just don't have a place for dullness in my life anymore.
That's so beautiful. It's a really beautiful film.
Do you think I'm dull?
No, because you're not dull, you're nice.
That's what I thought. I mean, I'm a happy lad.
Out!
I just want a bit of company, Siobhan.
And
Of course she does.
People don't be laughing at me behind me back, do they?
no, why would they be?
I'm as clever as you anyways. I know that at least.
Don't be feckin' stupid.
Haha.
What happened to you? My daddy discovered the poaching situation.
Oh, Jesus, Dominic, you poor thing, yeah.
What the hell was he hitting you with?
The kettle was the final thing. I wouldn't have minded, but for the spout. But could I stay the night with you tonight?
Who told you?
It's an island, Colin. Word gets around. Also, Porrick asked me to put in a word, like.
I see.
So. It isn't him you have impure thoughts about, is it?
Are you joking me? I mean, are you feckin' joking me?
You have impure thoughts about men, too.
Do you have impure thoughts about men, Father?
Well, this isn't my confession, so...
How dare you say that about a man of the cloth?
Well, you started it.
And I'm not forgiving you any of these things until the next time, so I'm not. You will be pure thoughts.
Oh, that's funny.
I have a set of shears at home. And each time you bother me from this day on, I'll take those shears and I'll take one of my fingers off with them. And each day you bother me more, another I'll take off and I'll give you until you see sense enough to stop or until I have no fingers left. But it feels like the drastic is the only option left open to me.
You've loads of options left open to you. How's fingers the first port of call?
It's like, how is that the next logical step?
Starting from now.
He says, I want time and peace to myself, to compose, to be at peace. I don't know how much to be able to do that without any fingers.
Who told you about the doll?
Well, I overheard it. Like, what was I supposed to do?
She's so creepy.
Aye, aye, aye. I tell you this much. You two are off and won't be hosts.
Luckily, you won't have to put up with us more than one night, so, and try eating with your mouth closed.
Where are we now? France?
Will you tell him, Corey?
Aye, stop being a little feckin' bollocks, Dominic.
That's what I'd have him do. I'd have him do the one finger to see if he was bluffing. Because worst comes to worst, he can still play the fiddle with 4 fingers, I bet ya. Or the banjo.
That guy's talking at like 2 octaves higher than everybody else.
This is a depressing house.
Would you prefer your own, so?
Well, touche.
What is France?
Touche is from the French.
Uh-oh. The dimmest boy knows more words than him.
This man has no news, don't you, Nat? No news, eh?
Stokes never have news. Dominic Kearney's father beat Dominic's census with a kettle Saturday. And it's staying with me and my sister, Dominic is, so at least his father take a bit of a break from his beating of him. And him a policeman. Isn't that news?
I'd beat him with the kettle myself if I wasn't old.
It's news is all I'm saying.
That's no news. That's shite news.
Okay, so Mr. Reardon, thanks for that. See you when I see you.
And you can tell that skitter of a son of mine he better be home by tea time, or it's over the bat of the both of you'll be, and your dreary feckin' sister. Pow!
Those were hard hits. Wow.
They've asked for extra manpower for a couple of the executions, in case there's any kind of a to-do, like.
Who are they executing?
The Free State lads are executing a couple of the IRA lads. Or is it the other way around? I find it hard to follow these days.
But you don't care who's executing who.
For 6 bob and a free lunch, I don't care. They're going to be executing you.
So this is better company. I want his sister's story to develop as well. She's seems very lonely.
Do you want to know what the 3 things that I hate the most on Inisherin is?
Not really.
1, policemen. 2, pudgy fiddle players. And 3, wait, that's some funny thing for 3, what was it? Start again. 1, policeman. 2,
Oh boy.
Pudgy fiddle players.
pudgy fiddle players. Shite, what was 3 then? Do you know what you used to be?
No, Pádraig, what did I used to be?
Nice. You used to be nice.
Do you know who we remember for how nice they was in the 17th century?
Who?
Absolutely no one. Yet we all remember the music at the time. Everyone to a man knows Mozart's name.
Well, I don't, so there goes that theory. And anyway, we're talking about niceness.
Yeah. Do you need to be remembered by strangers, or do you need to make human connections while you're alive?
I'll remember her.
And who else will?
Who else will what?
Remember Siobhan and your niceness. No one will.
So?
In 50 years' time, no one will remember any of us.
So?
I'm Pádraig Sullivan. And I'm nice. So you'd rather be friends with this fella, would you?
Right.
Fella who beats his own son black and blue every night that he's not fiddling with him. You used to be nice. Or did you never used to be?
Hmm.
Oh, God. Maybe you never used to be.
It was the 18th century anyway. Mozart, not the 17th.
Well, anyways, I just wanted to say I was sorry. We leave it at that.
Why can't you just leave me alone, Pádraig?
Huh?
Is it a finger? This man has has lost his mind.
What was it so?
The bang at the door.
Aye.
What was the bang at the door? It was hard to lie. It was a finger. Jeez, Siobhan, you frighten a little fella.
Throw it out, Porrick!
I'm not throwing his finger out. It'll get dirt on it.
How the fuck are you gonna play? This is cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's crazy person behavior. God. What an insane reaction.
Do we have to have it in here while we're eating?
Once I finish my porridge, I'll bring it back to him.
Are you feckin' stupid? You've got to leave him alone now, Porrick, for good.
Do you think?
Do I think? Yeah, I do think. He's got his feckin' finger off and thrown it at you. What do you need from him, Colin?
Silence, Siobhan. Just silence.
One boring man, you're all feckin' boring. You're all feckin' boring. Well, that won't help your feckin' music.
Right?
How do? Do you want to ride?
I will so.
Yeah, a telegram came for you. It's about your daddy.
What about Daddy?
Bread van crashed into him.
This is impossible.
It's not impossible. Bread vans crash into people all the time.
I know. That's how my mammy died. If it's the same feckin' bread van, I'll kill them.
Poor guy. Why? See, that was not nice.
That's why I don't understand why that fat fella threw the finger at you. He seemed fine when you're slagging him.
Did he?
That's the most interesting Porrick's ever been, he said. Well, maybe this whole thing has just been about getting you to try a new tack. Start standing up for yourself a bit.
Just yesterday. There's this musician fella that Colin was getting along great with. I told him a bread van crashed into his daddy and he'd have to be rushing home to him lest he die.
That sounds like the meanest thing I've ever heard. I used to think you were the nicest of them. Turns out you're just the same as them.
Well, maybe I'm not a happy lad, so... Maybe this is the new me.
I'm glad I caught you, actually. Because there was something I was wanting to ask you, actually. Should have planned this, really. But yeah, what I was wanting to ask you was... to fall in love with a boy like me, would you? Oh, there goes that dream.
This poor kid.
I best go over there and do whatever that thing over there I was gonna do was.
Like his dad really messed him up, you know?
Like an Irish king, he sleeps in a dove.
How are you, fatty? Dancing with your dog, is it?
We were doing so well, Porrick.
I wasn't doing so well.
All right, I was doing so well.
Yeah, well, it can't all be you, can it?
Yes, it can.
There's two of us in this.
No, there isn't.
It takes two to tango.
I don't want to tango.
He does need to learn to let go, though. It's like that ex that won't leave you alone.
What's it called?
The Banshees of Inisherin, I was thinking. Keep having thoughts about playing it for you at your funeral, but that wouldn't be fair on either of us, would it?
So, do you want to meet me down the pub, Colin? We could celebrate your tune, like. But I could run up ahead, order them in.
Why don't you do that, Porrick?
I have a finger to cut. He really does need to accept the fact.
And maybe on the way I can find that student friend of yours, that Declan fella. I told him his daddy was dying, so he'd feck off home and leave us alone, but there's no need now. Sure, he could join us.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He needs to learn to just accept and let it go. Like a breakup. But the other guy is insane. He keeps cutting off his fingers. That is also not a healthy reaction.
Come home with me, Pádraig. I've something to discuss with you. I'm leaving.
Leaving? Like... not staying?
Good crazy person. I forgot he said he was gonna cut all 4. Yeah, he's gonna bleed to death. You can't just, 'cause that's,
Pádraig! What the hell did you say to him, Pádraig?
Nothing really. It was all going fine until he chopped off all his fingers.
I don't really blame her. Jeez. Oh no. Oh. Oh, he's literally lost everything now.
Ah, shit. I don't want to talk.
Don't go killing his dog now.
Don't be putting things in my head that weren't there in the first feckin' place, you feckin' nutbag.
Don't do it. He wouldn't. He wouldn't do anything.
What would I ever hurt you for?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
You're the only nice thing about him.
Idiot!
I don't need your apologies, all right? It's a relief to me.
Your fat fingers killed me little donkey today. So no, we won't call it quits. Around 2, I'm going to call up to your house and I'm going to set fire to it and hopefully you'll still be inside. To our graves, we're taking this.
I've a bone to pick with you, Dreary. Yeah.
Leave him, Padder. His donkey's just died.
Boys, I tell you this much.
Do it like.
How's the despair?
It's back a bit.
I'd say so. I feel like he should go inside with the wood, maybe?
Because they found him in the lake this morning.
Come back home, Siobhan.
This movie is dark. Wow.
Suppose me house makes us quits.
If you'd stayed in your house, that would have made us quits. But you didn't, did you? So it doesn't, does it?
I'm sorry about your donkey, Pádraig. Honestly, I am.
I don't fucking care. Some things there's no moving on from. And I think that's a good thing.
Thanks for looking after me dog for me anyways.
Anytime.
Well, that was dark. I just realized the microphone wasn't recording the whole time, so the audio is gonna be... Can get rid of that. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, the audio won't be as good on this video, but anyway. I'm curious what other people thought about the ending. Is he finally accepted that... Not just accepted, because obviously he tried to kill him. Is he saying, I'm not going to try anymore to be your friend, and even though you're alive, I don't want to be your friend? I wonder if he's saying, I think it's okay that things can't go back to the way they were. Him saying, I wonder. Obviously, they're both changed men. He isn't nice anymore. He's attempted murder. The other guy cut all his fingers off. The despair has somewhat returned. And so, you know, I just feel bad for Pádraig. Is it Pádraig? Whatever. Colin Farrell's character. He lost everything. His sister, he lost his best friend. Kind of randomly, and just being told, well, I don't want to be your friend anymore because you're boring. And then his sister went away, and then his donkey died. It's just kind of like he reached a breaking point. It really was, though, like when you're in a relationship with somebody, you kind of don't need a reason to break up with somebody, be it a friendship or a romantic relationship. Sometimes people stay in relationships longer than they should because either the person is nice, but they just don't want to hang out with them anymore, or they don't think that their reasons are valid for ending communication. But guess what? You actually don't need a reason to want to stop talking to somebody. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense to you anymore, and you don't want that person in your life anymore. And it sounds like that's what was happening with Callum, but also clearly he's insane. It's not normal to just cut your fingers off like that. I'd be interested in allegory theories about this because I did liken it to, you know what, I'm not going to go into detail about what I think this movie is. I think I'm just going to let it sit with me for a little bit. I'd be super interested to hear your thoughts on it, how you view the movie, what you thought about the ending. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.